project. So in this short video, I'll be doing a quick review of Diluc. Now, obviously, he's been around since the beginning of the game, and I actually realized that I have not done a review of this character before. So here we are. Yeah, and also it just makes sense because recently, obviously, there is the ongoing Hidden Strife event, which has started, which is ending in 3 days, and I only did it a few days ago, earlier this week. It's actually pretty fun. It's your typical thing. The storyline's kind of lackluster, but it's okay, right? I'm not getting his costume, but yeah, he looks cool in it. So yeah, I figured I'm gonna do a review of him. This is my first time doing a review of him, so let's get to it. All right. So I didn't fully level him up. I just have him at the full ascension, but level 80 only out of 90 because I don't use this character. He is an on-field DPS, so you will want his crit rate as high as possible. So 60s to 70s is preferred. I just got the base minimum of above 50. The crit damage is very low. I will be honest with you, it's low. Okay. My energy is also low. Preferably, you want those higher, and yeah, that's basically what I have here. As you can see, I did put on some physical damage on him too, and there's a reason for that because I didn't reform for him for this video, and I got him way back when. He's not my first character. He's actually my last standard 5-star character to get, so I don't have much sentiment for this character. Don't use him, and by that time that I got him, I already had other Pyro DPSs built. So his best in slot weapon is the Wolf's Gravestone. However, he will do well with any one of these 5-star weapons. I won't go into too much detail here, but basically, yeah, the Song of Broken Pines works for him because he can also be a physical damage dealer. Of course, Skyward Pride works for him too because he does need energy, and the Enforge is the universal claymore. I mean, those are all great. The other options that you can consider for him, if you don't like the attack stat here and you want more of the crit stats, would be the Battle Pass weapon, the Serpent Spine, which I don't own. But the Battle Pass weapon also inflicts damage on him as well, I believe, from when he's using it. Let me just double check. I don't own it, but I think that's what the description says. So I'll leave it on the screen here. Yes, it will reduce deal more damage and take more damage. Oh, he'll take more damage. There we go. Yeah, and then the other thing about him is that he can definitely make use of the Akumaru if you're using him as a burst DPS. But again, this is a burst-focused weapon, and this Akumaru is only for Inazuma, is a limited series Inazuma weapon that only appears on certain gacha banners. So I wouldn't be waiting for this. He will be fine with energy recharge, but you do want to focus more on the DPS side. So Skyward Pride, although is okay, but you would probably prefer to go towards attack percentage or crit rate or physical damage, or there's no such pyro damage swords yet, or claymores. But this is okay too. The Katsurugi Kiri is okay. The Luxurious Sea Lord is actually a pretty good weapon for him too, by the way. It also increases the elemental burst damage, etc. Black Cliff Slasher for the crit damage placeholder aspect, yes. If you can kill the enemies fast enough, you can get the passive up, then that's okay. But against single target enemies, then you won't be able to. Again, Favonius and Sacrificial will be the similar idea for energy recharge purposes, but Sacrificial actually is better in this case because you can do 2 of his E's, which is where you would do a lot of his combos from. But also, Favonius is pretty good too because if you do bring up his crit, then you can at least also support the team with more energy particles, or at least support him for the burst. Prototype Archaic is also pretty good. It's a craftable weapon that's free to play. I would skip the White Blind for him and skip Ito's weapon, the Red Horn Stone Thresher, the defense ones obviously do not apply to him. The Snow Tomb Star Silver here is okay. However, not everyone's going to have this at high refines. Even I don't have it at high refines. It's okay. And then the Bell is not going to be applicable to him. Lithic Blade is also not applicable to him because it's only for Liura characters. Rain Slasher, some people did try this on him, but it's not that great. So I would skip that. And yeah, that's pretty much all the Claymores in a nutshell. Artifacts, his best set is originally the Crimson set. However, people have made it work with obviously the Gladiator set, and also the Shimenawa set can work too if you can get the 4-piece, and because his elemental skill is part of his kit that's useful, and he does do normal and charge attacks, you will use them. So Shimenawa is not bad. Emblem is also okay as long as you have enough energy recharge, because you do get a bonus for the energy that you have. Yeah, so I would say those are probably his better ones. But yeah, if you're still early in the game or if you're still farming the Crimson Witch one, then this is probably his best. Especially if you pair him with reactionary teams to create other reactions after using his elemental skill. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly just phase over the ones. So the reason why I gave him physical damage was just so I can get the 4-piece bonus, because I did not farm this domain that much back then, so I don't have very many pieces. And if I gave him a pyro piece here, then I would have a broken set. I won't have like the right set. As you can see, I gave him an off piece here, which is a Thunder Soother, so I would have a broken set in this case. So for the purpose of this video, I just left it as the 4-piece set with physical damage instead of pyro damage. I do have him at C1. I want to point that out, but he is awesome at C0. And the C1 is not because I pulled for him specifically. Of course, I pulled on the standard banner and or losing the 50-50, you eventually get these. So yeah, he's amazing at C0 and definitely good for early game. People were re-rolling their accounts in the early game to get this guy, okay? I didn't do anything like that, but he's one of the characters that people really went heavily for when this game first launched 2 years ago. Okay, so C1 really just gives him 15% more damage to opponents who's 50% HP above. So then it's just a little bit more bonus. It's not that big of a deal. C2, when Diluc takes damage, his attack will increase, and then his attack speed will also increase. C3 is 3 levels for his skill, I believe. His skill is the Searing Onslaught, yes. And then C4, casting his skill is in rhythm greatly increases damage dealt. So, okay. And then after casting, the next one in the combo deals 40% additional damage. So they want you to deal the combo properly, basically. And I'll go into that as well. C5 is going to be 3 levels for his burst, and C6 is going to be also for his skill. So notice all the constellations are towards his skill. The next 2 normal attacks within the next 6 will have their damage and attack speed increase, etc. So that's what it is. So yeah, Searing Onslaught is really his bread and butter. It's his skill. It's the combo. You will also use his normal attack. So that's just normal attack, right? But this one, as you can see, it's very straightforward. These original characters have really easy, like no stacking ability, nothing that you have to do in advance first. They're very straightforward. You just do it, and yeah. This one is, the skill can be consecutively used 3 times, so you have to keep tapping it basically. And then he enters a cooldown if not cast again. So you basically use the E to create a combo. And then you got a bonus if you do the combo and complete it, basically. Okay, the burst is you'll just release basically a phoenix that will deal pyro AoE damage in front until it flies away, essentially, right? It explodes is what it says, but it doesn't really explode, it just flies towards, I guess. And then this one, his charge attack stamina cost is decreased, which is good. And this one, his pyro infusion, because he will infuse his blade afterward when you do his burst. His blade will be infused with fire, pyro, and therefore you can just do normal attacks with it and strike down enemies. So this is very useful. And then this is just a 15% refund for your claymore crafting materials. So he's a very well-rounded character that they had a very simple way of doing. If you look at the talent references, they do focus on the skill first, and then the burst, and then the normal attack. But all of them should be leveled up. Speaking of energy, we want to talk about this. So although I kept saying his energy earlier, his energy cost is actually only 40, so it's really good, it's really low, but you do want a little bit more energy if you want to proc the burst more, because then you can infuse your blades more. Alright, we're just going to kill this boss and wrap this up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure many people are still happy with Diluc after all this time, but I don't know that people still use Diluc though, because there are other characters that have come, right, you know? So we're just going to just do everything and just go for it. This will just break the thing, and then I'm just gonna focus. Like, he's definitely capable of doing everything himself. Okay, hang on, I'm just not aiming it properly. Right? Like, but then one thing I don't like about him, and I do want to point that out, is he's actually very slow moving. Claymore users generally are anyway, so that's really basically what it is. It has nothing to do with my ability, or possibly it's my ability too, right? But like, yeah, he's very slow moving. Oop. I didn't put a shield, as you can see. Hang on. I'm just gonna shield up again. I brought the other characters because I was going to, like, basically vape and everything, so I'm gonna try to do it that way. Okay, well, anyway, he died, but anyway, I was gonna, like, he would do pretty good, some good reactions as well, as you can see, and I didn't do it early enough just now, but anyway, because I was getting killed, right? But that wasn't the point. The point was I thought I could just finish him off, you know, within one rotation. I obviously didn't properly do this, but that's okay. That's not the point. The point is he is a good character overall, but I will say that he is easily outclassed by other characters as you move along in the game. He's still pretty good, and I hope that you guys do enjoy getting this character, and don't feel upset if you do get him. Obviously, he's still one of the better standard characters. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the review. I'm just going to leave it there, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much.